What up, Spartans, and welcome to the microtransaction review. So we're reviewing episode 4 now of Halo, the Halo series, episode 4 called Homecoming, and rightfully so. We got a few different things here. We're gonna give our thoughts on the episode. We're gonna break down a couple scenes, what we liked, what we disliked, and yeah, just get right into it. Joining me today, though, to help me out on this review, I have Covenant Chief Chris. Chris, how are you today?
Wart. I am doing great on episode 4, almost at the halfway point. I feel like this episode really started to let you start showing how they're attacking the first season, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, same here. Well, just to give a little people spoilers, I wasn't a huge fan of this episode. I thought it was good. I don't think it was great compared to I think the last few episodes were really good. But this one's kind of kicking us off. Like we're getting places, or at least we see where we're going, and it's definitely making it interesting. So I couldn't agree with you more. So Chris, overall, your feelings on the show before we break down the scenes. Can I? What are you feeling about it?
As a show overall, I think it is still a 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
It's good, not great. Is it bad? Not at all. Are there things that need to be improved upon? Yes. Do I think they will eventually get there? I really do. You could tell that the show is being made with a certain love, and I appreciate it. Like everything on screen, I feel like it's done the best they can. And the problems I would say are the same problems that you said, or with a little bit of the writing. Sometimes things get a little like janky, and I'm like, meh. But other than that, that's where I'm at right now with the show, and including episode 4.
Right, like you said here, some of the writing, it'll make you cringe a little bit, but that's not, I mean, hey, that's fine. It's still, like you said, it's a good show. I think 7 out of 10 is still exactly where it would be. I think I think you make some great points. Still a good sci-fi show, like you said, not great. I'm still enjoying it. I can't wait for more. So yeah, let's get right into it here. I wanted to talk about this episode. Like I said, I wasn't a huge fan of it. I liked episode 2 and 3. I think episode 3 is probably my most favorite, mostly because we got to see Chief's ass. But no, but it was a good
ass. Yeah, there's some ass here too. Like,
no, yeah, exactly, and yeah, shout outs to the ass. 3rd consecutive week in a row, Paramount Plus does not fail to deliver. So yeah, they're just
whoever's a showrunner for this show, you can tell is totally an ass person.
Yeah, you can tell that they're probably like got a list like who haven't we seen yet? So and so, you're up. Jen Taylor, your voice's ass is up. I don't know.
Oh my God, I guess
she's a voice actor. I don't know. You can portray ass through your voice. Anyways,
she could do it.
I'm sure she can. She's a professional. But yes, so again, not feeling the show too much here, or this episode, I'm sorry, too much. I thought it was still good. I still liked where we were going. I still like what we got to see, and and it just leaves me off more excited. Just watery mouth, what I want to see, for next week. Chris,
yeah, I just am in full agreement.
You said, oh, full agreement? Yeah, perfect. So
yeah.
Should we break down some of these scenes, see what we like, what we didn't like? All right.
Break it down.
So I loved the way this episode started. We got to see some of the past, some flashbacks. You got to see John 117, Master Chief, his little Silver Team, essentially. You got to see them there. They were training, and then Master Chief, you could tell that he's questioning stuff ever since he was little. The kids are rumbling, they're talking on how we were taken from our, like, the stories are going around. There's and then Halsey's obviously lying to him, trying to get his trust, saying, hey, you came here voluntarily, all this stuff. So she's playing her position. She understands her assignment, right? So that's where we leave off, and I just want to say, like I said, I enjoyed that part. I thought it was very cool. It allows us to see sort of how Spartans are started. When they start coming up. What do you think?
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. When seeing the Spartan stuff, especially with the books, you heard about it for so long, you've read about it, but then you're getting to see them going through training together, but this is before any augmentations really occurred.
Mm-hmm.
So like all I want to say like 130 kids, if memory serves me correct, are all there. Like everyone's fine.
Mm-hmm.
No one's scarred beyond repair yet.
Right. They still have time.
So they still got time.
Yeah.
That's what I really liked about it. And later scenes, like later on, they really like started to dealing with the psychology of being a Spartan, which I thought was real cool.
Right. No, absolutely, it is extremely cool. That was a nice little flashback. Then we transition into some other stuff that's going on. We got a lot more B plot, is what it feels like. This episode felt like it was more of the start of the main plot, like as far as starting to kick off, but really like showing us more of the B plot here. You see, me personally, I took it as a very filler episode at least in the beginning. I didn't like we saw Khan and Soren. They're together. Soren's obviously in it for the money. He's convinced, hey, that this girl's rich, and she has money, which I wasn't even completely sure if she was or not. Like I'm like, does she have money? Like I'm like, why would I trust this person? Like she doesn't even look like she doesn't even like she's not even dressed like she has money. Like that haircut looks like she did it herself. But anyways, it's a whole different world.
She got a nice cut.
Yeah, looking raw, the cut's raw. It's absolutely. But yeah, I honestly, when I was watching it, it was more of a I don't care. When I was watching it, I thought it was, and for some reason, her especially this episode, I found her extremely annoying. And there's one part in particular, and by the way, there is going to be some spoilers in this episode here, so go make sure you watch the episode first before you listen to this here. Yeah, don't stay away for too long. I mean, the episode's only an hour. You can come right back. So, so she goes ahead and like when she starts calling her own people like traitors for not standing up with her father and stuff like that. But she's like making a big scene. I'm like, yo, your whole town is taken over by this evil empire, wherever these people are. Just like, what are you doing? Like, I don't know. It caught me off guard, and I'm just like, oh, she's officially became annoying in my book.
You see, but I think this is the first step, Liquid, for her becoming unannoying, dealing with the realities of the universe that she's living in. Okay. Because when she said like, "Oh, this is one of the most respected generals of my father's army," right? This lady's got my back. Blind optimistic,
right?
And now it's letting you know they're having these arguments and these conversations between warring factions, but now the townspeople essentially just surrendered, because they now know the Covenant is real and the killing power of the Covenant. So they're afraid of the guy protecting them. They're afraid of the aliens coming. They're hoping their big bad is worse than the Covenant. Yeah, big bad. Right. And I like this because I felt like it made it feel like things were more real, like things are coming. Like I feel like the world that Halo's building was really expounded upon here for me anyway. Okay. And I think this is the beginning of some character growth, and your boy likes a little character growth.
Hey, no, that I think that's fair. I didn't think of it like that. Like you said, these people essentially just gave up. And I was right there with them. I'm like, if I'm in that group, I'm giving up like 100%. Did you not see what these people did to these other motherfuckers? Like, how are you not gonna give up? Like the fact that I'm like, what? If I was in that little group, I would tell this girl, I'm like, first of all, girl, you just got here. You have no idea what the fuck's been going on. You tell me you're gonna come over here and call me a traitor, bitch? I'll be damned. Like, I'm sorry. Like.
Yo, you're not wrong though. Like, think about it. Last week's episode, homie was just assassinating people, took the bag off, like, oh yeah, you are a person. Clack. Right. And like this, like no one's playing games on this planet.
Exactly. Like, so it's just like, oh my god. Like, so yeah. So I don't know. So that's the part. That's where I'm just like, yo, hold on. Yeah, she pissed me off. But to add into what you said, like you said, character growth. You know what? That's great. I'm hoping if we do get more, and we've had I remember you saying this actually a long time ago. I think when we first saw the trailer, that she could potentially be a Spartan in the future. Maybe she's going to become somebody. So who knows?
She could be, or at worst case, she wants all these other people to fight for you. Maybe she becomes the general, right? But she has to make that hero's journey,
right? Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Yeah, who knows? Regardless, I'm here for it. I find her annoying, but let's see what she can do. I'm here to see more. All right. After that, then we started going into we got to Master Chief's home planet, called I don't know, Elysium 2 or something like that. Something weird. It starts with an E. It's a planet.
Not Earth, kind of Earth.
Yeah, exactly. Not it's not Earth, but it's probably an Earth. I'm sure they filmed this in Earth. I think they did. I don't know. I don't want to confirm that. But yeah, so we got to see some of his flashbacks. We saw we saw earlier his dad was digging something up here. We find out it's his drawings. The drawings that he's making is like the artifacts essentially that he's seeing these little visions. So just like how does this kid relate to that? But yeah, he's seeing these visions. With the help of Cortana, she's trying to help put stuff together in the whole house, but then he starts seeing a little more than I'd imagine they'd want him to see. And it's almost like there was some foreshadowing by the other doctor guy who's like, hey, what if he finds out the truth? That'd be the end for us. But anyways, and lo and behold, so what does he do? One of the things I want to make sure, am I missing anything big before I talk about when he sees his own self as a child? I think there wasn't really much.
No. The only thing I want to say, and you can keep it rolling right after, I like that they held these dramatic moments, but I think they held it for a little too long.
You probably
I'm like,
right.
yo, we get it. He's reminiscing. I need you to speed this up.
Yeah.
Because halfway through, I'm like, I did the thing which I hate it when I do it. It's just like I check the phone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was like, cool, and I'm like, this is not good. This is where the show's good, not great. Because I'm like, yo, pacing.
Come on. That's equivalent to I do that when I check how much time is left. Is what I'm just like, yo, because y'all need to speed this up. And like sometimes, or if I go to Paramount Plus, I go to little settings. I'm like, yo, can I 2 times the speed of this real quick? Like just for a little bit. But no. So we got to see Chief he sees himself essentially as a kid. Even speaking with Halsey, she was talking about this. Just essentially talking his ear off, you know what I'm saying? Talking about, hey, let's meet again, keeping it hush hush, keeping it very secret. There was a little coin flip, like test, like he was like eagles up. He could see it, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. So Chris,
it's a big thing in the original canon with Master Chief, and then when the Halsey first meets, technically John should have been like, I think, one of the first Spartans she goes up to as like a kid, like to see like kid who she's gonna snatch up, and but John keeps on guessing it correct, and she actually gives him that in the canon, in the core canon, I'm gonna say, she gives him the coin. So technically John should still have this coin. Yeah, but this is where and she said something very important in that scene. This main thing about Master Chief is that he's lucky. He's technically an average Spartan. There's been better leaders in the Spartan program. There's been stronger, better fighters, better everything. Master Chief's only good at one thing that's better than everyone, and that's luck. We both know it's nice. Sometimes luck is better than skill.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, sometimes it's better to be lucky than to be good. That's really what it comes down to. So I agree with you there. I had no idea about Master Chief. That's pretty cool. So yeah, what else happened? So she talks about that. He kind of confronts her a little bit while this is going down. Then we get a little. We start seeing like Commander Keyes. We got to see more Commander Keyes, something you've been wanting, right? And she was just interacting with some of the Spartans. Right,
which I thought was real cool.
Yeah, I thought it was cool too. It was nice. She was talking about Halsey, and then not only that, she's talking to Kai, who had just recently now taken out her little feeling pill, whatever it's called. So now,
that's what we're gonna call it now.
Yeah,
the feelings pill.
The feelings pill. Yeah, just she popped that right out of her butt. Got a nice little butt scene from Kai over here, and then so now she could see everything. She had the blood for some reason. She had the feeling just putting it in her hair. She gets these cool little blood streaks in her hair.
Well, I think that's for the grease for her sniper rifle.
Is that what that is?
Red goo. Yeah, it was a red goo.
Oh, I thought it was
like,
you see, I thought it was like blood. I thought she was wiping the knife or something. Oh, no, okay.
Yeah,
I missed that.
You're getting the scenes mixed up.
I think you're right. I think you're 100% right.
Yeah.
Man, even Grease, because she's a sniper, right? She's like the sniper rifle person. Like she's like sharpshooter, marksman, scout, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, she puts the thing in her hair. I think it's a cool look. I like what that she did it, and then she just says, "I did it because I feel like." I'm like, "Yeah, girl, I don't know if you should be doing that. I don't know if Spartans can express themselves like that." So, I would think it's a red flag.
Yeah, and it's red. I thought I liked it though. what I wanted more is for Miranda Keyes to be a more fleshed out character besides just being like this weird thing.
Yeah.
And we got to see it, and we got to see who Silver Team was a little more, which which was desperately needed.
Yes.
So yeah,
absolutely.
I like all this.
No, I thought it was cool too. I think we've officially hear the word Halo now, right? I think somebody officially said the word Halo. They found out it's a holy ring is what the Covenant was calling it. They were breaking down the language. They used Google Translate. They found out that it's called Halo. Who would have thought? Who would have thought?
Is that what they about?
Yeah.
Is that what they about?
Apparently,
they might be.
Yeah. So they find out this Halo thing. Commander Keyes, she's a little skeptical on Halsey as well, so she's like, let's keep this between us. And I'm like, oh, I see. So I'm seeing a little, like, now I'm really interested. Now I'm more excited because I'm like, oh, so this party knows this party doesn't know that, and it's just like, oh, I can't wait till it starts blending in together. Oh, I'm here for it. So I'm excited about that. And then so we close out with, again, Chief, I want to say, was confronting Halsey. I think it was the last scene. And they found a new artifact is what it was. They went into the little cave. Master Chief confronted Halsey, but he didn't go too much into it, which I like. Which I'm like, okay, cool. He's keeping it reserved because he's making, like, she doesn't know everything yet. You know what I'm saying? And he essentially doesn't know everything yet. So you can't really confront someone on what you don't know, obviously. So, I like that. They're kind of extending this a little bit. It's a long burn. It's a slow burn, but it's good. He sees this artifact. Now, this artifact, do you know what this is? This is.
I don't know. All I know it is Forerunner in nature, because I guess you touch that and you're allowed to touch all Forerunner technology. Because as you saw early in the episode, the other Spartans touch it.
Yeah, nothing.
Making a Spartan doesn't make you special.
Both right and left hand. They tried it with both.
Yeah. It don't even matter.
I thought they were gonna try their foot next.
So funny. I thought it was so funny. It's like right, then left. But that's how I would honestly probably do it.
Right.
Like, this is so silly, but it's funny that you did it. And but something to be said about the memories thing. It's like they hinted to it earlier in the show where what's the other Spartan, the bald-headed dude?
Soren.
Soren, yeah, and he talks about, it's like, man, you forget things and it comes in bits and pieces.
Yeah, that's right.
So you have to remember, Master Chief doesn't know all the story. Yeah. So he trusts Halsey still. So he's like, there's still gonna be that, like, I'm gonna believe her because I have no reason not to. But as the years go, the longer he is with those old feeling pills, it's gonna start piecing together.
Right.
And that's gonna be fun confrontation.
Yeah, exactly. Once that effect wears off. But hey, that's pretty much it. I mean, that's kind of the whole episode there. Like I said, hey, I still enjoyed the episode. I didn't enjoy it as much as the last two, but I'm ready for episode 5 now. I kind of want to see it, so I'm here for it. Chris, what do you think? Any last words before we let the kids go?
You use filler. I said, like, think about like a good filler episode.
Yeah,
like it did a lot of good things. Made characters more real, more not like, hey, that one dude over there. And you got to understand more of the lore that was building towards it. There might be a chance, because 4 or 5 is like mid-season stuff, that we might get another episode like this next week, if like, not memory serves me correct, I haven't seen the episode yet, right? But if
the way things tend to trend, like,
and I think I think next week's episode is gonna lead off a cliffhanger.
Okay.
And I'm here for it.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah. Filler. I'm using it loosely. I don't want people to think like an anime filler or something like that. Like that's it's not that at all. But but hey, I'm gonna leave you all per usual. Love each other. Take care. But above all else, just be cool. And hey, we'll see you in the next review, Spartans.